third graders. So today we're going to look at lesson 12.5. We're going to classify quadrilaterals. So if you remember from our previous lessons, a quadrilateral is a polygon. That means it's a closed shape. It's made of line segments and it has 4 sides and 4 angles. So let's unlock the problem. It says quadrilaterals are named by their sides and their angles. Describe quadrilaterals. So, as I said before, they have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they have 4 sides, which means we already said before, if a shape has however many sides they have, that's how many angles they have. So there are 4 angles. Okay, let's look at our error alert here. It says some quadrilaterals cannot be classified as a trapezoid, rectangle, square, or rhombus. So quadrilaterals are shapes with 4 sides and 4 angles, but some of them we can go further to classify them as either a trapezoid, a rectangle, a square, or a rhombus. Okay, so let's take a look at these 4 vocabulary words here. So we have a trapezoid. A trapezoid has at least blank pair of opposite sides that are parallel lengths of sides, could be the same. Okay, so parallel. We learned in a previous lesson that parallel means the sides, there's 2 sides that run side by side and they never touch. Okay, so if we look over here at these 3 shapes, these are trapezoids. Okay, let's look. So this line here and this line here are parallel. They're side by side. If I extend them, they're never going to touch. However, these 2 sides, if I would extend them, they're going to intersect. That means they're going to cross. So this only has 1 pair of parallel sides. Let's check the others here. This side and this side are parallel. If I extend them, they're going to keep running side by side. They're never going to touch. But this one and this one, you can see this one's kind of at an angle. So if I would extend that, they're going to eventually intersect. Okay? So again, this only has 1 pair of parallel sides. A square has 2 sets of parallel sides. So those 2 are parallel, these 2 are parallel. Okay? But the question or the definition says at least 1. Each one of these shapes over here had at least 1 pair of parallel sides. Let's look at the rectangle here. How many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? How many pairs of sides that are of equal length? And how many right angles? Well, I can tell you right now, we've already said in previous lessons, squares and rectangles always have 4 right angles. So they have 4 sides and all those, the sides and angles are the same. So 4 sides means 4 angles and the angles are all right angles. So I'm going to put that for both. We have rectangle and square here. Okay, how many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? Well, just like I said up here, they're going to have these 2 are parallel, and then these 2 sides are parallel. So they have 2 pairs of parallel sides. And then with squares, how many pairs of sides, with rectangles, how many pairs of sides are of equal length? So this side and this side are equal. This side and this side are equal. So they have 2 pairs of parallel sides and 2 pairs of sides that are of equal length. Okay? So the same thing with a square. You're going to have 2 pairs of parallel sides. And then you're going to have all 4 sides have equal length. Squares always have all sides of equal length. Okay? Now, if you notice, we have a square here in the rectangle category, and then a square in the square category. But if you look at the rhombus, we have a square there too. Let's describe a rhombus. it says how many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? Well, these are parallel and these are parallel. This and this side are parallel, and then these two are parallel. So there are 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Okay, and then if you look, there are 4 equal sides of equal length there. Okay, let's look at this math talk here. Why can a square also be named a rectangle or a rhombus? Well, a square is a rectangle because it has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, 2 pairs of sides of equal length, and 4 right angles. A square is a rhombus because it has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel and 4 sides of equal length. Okay, well, let's turn to the next page here and look at share and show. So we have a rectangle here. Remember, a rectangle is a quadrilateral, and we need to talk about some different things here. So how many pairs of opposite sides appear to be parallel? Well, we just learned on the other page, those 2 sides are parallel. These 2 sides are parallel, so we have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Look at the parallel sides you colored. So I just highlighted here, these are parallel, these are parallel. Okay, the sides in each pair are of, we said, so these 2 sides are going to be the same length, and these 2 sides, so they're going to be of equal length. Okay, name the quadrilateral in as many ways as you can. Okay, it is a rectangle, and it is also going to be a trapezoid. Okay, so we learned on the first page, a trapezoid has at least 1 pair of parallel sides. Okay, so if we look down here, a rectangle, it's a rectangle. It's not a rhombus because it doesn't have 4 sides of equal length. It's not a square because it doesn't have 4 sides of equal length, but it is a trapezoid. Look at this one. Okay, this is a rhombus. It has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So these are parallel, and then these are parallel. Okay, it is a quadrilateral because it has 4 equal sides. It is not a square because it does not have 4 right angles. And it's not a rectangle because it doesn't have 4 right angles. Okay, this one here, okay, it's not a rectangle. It doesn't have 4 right angles, and it doesn't have 2 pairs of sides that are of equal length, and it doesn't have 2 sides that are, or 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Okay, it's not a rhombus because it doesn't have 4 sides of equal length, and it doesn't have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. It is a trapezoid because it has 1 pair of parallel sides, and it is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and 4 angles. Okay, well, let's jump over to homework here. You're going to do the same thing with these that we just did. Okay, so like this one is a square, it's a rectangle, it's a rhombus, it's a trapezoid. Okay, but this one is not a square. It doesn't have 4 sides of equal length. It is a rectangle. It's not a rhombus. It doesn't have 4 sides of equal length, but a rectangle can be a trapezoid. Okay, this one here is not a square. It doesn't have 4 sides of equal length. It doesn't have 4 pairs of, or 2 pairs of parallel sides, and it doesn't have 4 right angles. It can't be a rectangle because, again, it doesn't have 4 right angles, and it doesn't have 4 sides of, or 2 sides of parallel length. It cannot be a rhombus, but it is a trapezoid. Okay, and it says use the quadrilaterals below for 4 through 6. It says which quadrilaterals appear to have no right angles. So I would go through, remember, rectangles and squares have 4 right angles. So I'm just going to mark those now. And then, remember I said I just kind of mark these. You can kind of see. Mark these up here. And okay, which quadrilaterals appear to have no right angles? So B doesn't have any right angles, D doesn't, and E doesn't. So B, D, E. Which quadrilaterals appear to have 4 right angles? Well, we said rectangles and squares, so A and C. Which quadrilaterals appear to have 4 sides of equal length? So all 4 sides are equal. So we know that rectangles only have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are of equal length. So this side and this side are equal. This side and this side are equal. That's not 4 sides. Okay? B is basically like a square but turned a little bit. So B has 4 sides of equal length, and so does C, because C is a square. And then D is pretty much like B, so D has 4 sides of equal length. Okay, and E does not. E only has the 2 sides here. Okay, you're going to read this problem carefully, decide which one it describes, and then you can do 8-2. It says explain how a trapezoid and a rectangle are different. So we know that a rectangle can be a trapezoid, but tell me, how are they different? So if you're not sure, look back at the first page where we describe trapezoids and rectangles. Okay, if you have any questions, please let your teachers know. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.